Well, viewers, here we are again. The car that I was going to film this afternoon has been sold at Summit Garage in Dudley, so I've been asked to test this instead. This is a 2022 Nissan Juke F16 1 litre DCT Acenta. Welcome to Contingency Reviews. So I've only really known I've been testing this car for about the last half an hour or so, so I've had a chance to look much up about it, but here we go. I have driven the F16 Juke, which was the previous generation. I can't talk about that, but just know that I have. I mean, just know that happened. Yes, I wasn't the greatest fan of it when that happened. This is, as far as I can see, an awful lot better. Very, very simple engine range in this, only two options. When the car was launched at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, the only engine option was this 115 brake horsepower 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo, and comes with either a 6-speed manual or this 7-speed twin clutch DCT transmission. I'm not sure I'd recommend this transmission, to be honest. It's very, very sluggish and hesitant and jerky. I mean, when you want to set off, it just doesn't do anything for a while. I mean, it's suddenly jerked into life, and it's just not the thing I'd really want to have when manoeuvring and things like that. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. You also get a 6-speed manual, and then there's the hybrid, 1.6 hybrid, that was launched in 2022, same year this car was made, which could be a better option actually. I've driven that exact powertrain in both a Renault Arcana and a Renault Capture, and it actually is a lot smoother than this is. You do have to pay obviously more money for that, but you know, it could be something to look into. But yes, that's the entire engine range in the Juke, which I suppose makes things a bit simpler. I've been told this car does 0 to 60 in about 11 seconds. Let's see. Right. I mean, we've got some paddles here. Can we change down a gear? Well, that's apparently 4th. Okay, we made it as 5th, 6th, 7th. There we go. Paddles are nice. I mean, they do help a little bit. I can't help feeling though that this gearbox isn't really suited to the car. But that's okay. Let's just leave it in the normal mode and just see what happens. It's probably what most people will be doing. There should be a driving mode selector in here somewhere, but I don't think on this Acenta trim you actually got the driving mode, which is a shame, but you know, never mind. Yeah, it feels nice enough. Ride seems okay. Steering actually feels reasonably accurate for a car like this actually, which is good. It's not really going to win any awards for the precision of the handling or the performance of the engine, but for what it is, and it's one of these little small SUVs, I think it's fine. Ride seems reasonably composed. Not the best I've ever had, but not the worst. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on driving this car today. I'm not exactly sure at the moment whether I'm glad I have or not, but yeah, it's fine, I suppose. Right viewers, let's take a look around this F16 Juke. Very glad we've got parking sensors at the front. I don't think the front and rear visibility is the best in the class. A Seat Arona would be better than this. The reversing camera as well, I don't think you get that on the base model, but this is one up from the base, so that's fine. I'm still not entirely convinced by the styling. I prefer this to the F15, but it's still not my favourite. I think the Arona is just a cleaner looking car than this. Dial's up here of course, but first of all we're going to look in the boot. It's actually bigger than something like an Arona. It's about 422 litres, which is the same as a SsangYong Tivoli, although the shape is a bit different. So actually got an adjustable height boot floor in this car, which is currently in the down position. I can raise it up if we want, but I think we're going to leave it there. I would prefer a spare wheel, viewers, but we've got an inflation kit in here. Yeah, but it's a practical enough shape. That's quite a high lip though, so I can imagine why you want the adjustable height floor. Although I don't think this car has it actually, come to think of it. No, it doesn't have it. It must be an option or something. But yeah, I suppose that's okay. It's bigger than the last one. The pre-facelift F16 Jukes had a boot of like 216 litres or something. It was rubbish, but those days are behind us, fortunately. And I just think it's a better resolved design. We've still got the handles hidden in the rear pillars, which is, I suppose it's fine. And they've cheapened out again. They haven't given us any map pockets, but then neither does a, like I say, a Rona. Yeah, got some nice big door bins in here. Actually got some fabric on the door cards, which is good. No centre armrest or anything. It's very, very dark in here. Not quite as dark as in the previous generation car, but it's still very dark. The headliner is lightly coloured, which I suppose helps, but these big kind of tombstone style seats are not necessarily my favourite. The windows are quite small as well. If you're thinking of carrying children in here, I would just sort of check that they're not going to get too claustrophobic. The actual space is fine. There's loads of headroom. Legroom is okay as well, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, some cars are a bit bigger, and the Class Honey on Tivoli is much bigger than this, actually. But yeah, it's okay. I just wish it wasn't so dark in here. Front would be better. No keyless entry on this Acenta trim, but a lot of you don't even like keyless entry, I'm sure, so that's fine. Auto stop start in here, and then a button to turn off the lane keeping assist if you want to, which is good. So shut the door. I can't help thinking that a lot of this switchgear looks just very, very old-fashioned. I don't know why. It's similar to the Micra. I have tested a K14 Micra, which was, I think, at some point last year. And yeah, some things are identical. Put the key in. There we go. There's no illuminated key sort of ring here, which is a shame. Or you call it the ignition barrel. Right, let's turn on this so we can have a look at some screens. There we go. So there's the screen. One thing you're going to want to do immediately with this is use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, because there's not much going on here really. There is no sat-nav on this model, which is fine. You know, most people use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that's fine. It's just be aware of that. It looks okay. I think it's like a sort of 8-inch screen. The facelift cars have just come out have a 12.3-inch screen, which is a lot larger than this, but that's fine. Someone's been very sensible and retained physical controls with heating and ventilation, and we've actually got proper physical dials. We haven't got just entirely sort of digital displays in here, which I personally prefer the normal dials. This doesn't have a leather steering wheel, but never mind. We've got buttons for going through some of the things here. So that's cycle through, yeah, there we go, low fuel level, goodbye. Right, and that's lane keeping system, full collision alert in there. Anything else interesting? Oh yeah, ESP, eco mode. I wonder if we could have eco mode. One thing I was told that what these cars had, but this doesn't seem to have, is a drive mode selector that was here. Even on the F15s, you got one of those. It was sort of buried in the heating and ventilation controls, very strangely, but this car doesn't have one. Presumably the higher trims do. Have we got anything else in here? Average fuel economy, it's not too bad, I suppose, for an automatic car. Yeah, we're not going to turn on the stereo views because, well, we don't have any copyright infringement on this channel. So, normal handbrake, thank goodness. We've got shift paddles here as well. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. And then the selector for this dual clutch transmission. Yeah, normal handbrake, thank goodness. We've got a storage compartment there, 2 cup holders. They're not massive, but they're okay. Let's see if my secret mission documents will go in the glove box. I have a feeling that they won't, but I will try anyway, because that's the sort of person that I am. Oh, wow. Oh, viewers. Perhaps this car's not so bad after all. I mean, it's only done 8,700 miles, so, you know, it's a appetizing proposition for someone. Just like in the original car, the centre console is designed like a motorcycle fuel tank, which I don't know if it's good or bad particularly. I suppose it's here. These eyeball vents look like for a much older car. I've actually got 3 of them in the middle, which is more like a Mercedes-Benz than a Nissan. So that's good, isn't it? Right, I think that's most of the interior bits. It's not that exciting in here, really. Let's have a look at the engine. So, 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo engine generating about 115 horsepower in this particular car. You can see it's a Renault engine, isn't it? It says Renault on that hose just there. Looks very familiar. It's probably people who buy the Clios and things like that. This car does sit on the same platform as the Mark 5 Clio and the Mark 5 Capture. The Mark 2 Capture. The Mark 2 Capture was one of the most successful cars on my channel last year, actually. For some reason people just really seem to like it. I don't know so much about this. The styling is, well, it's very sort of individual. It's not as bad as the F16 Juke, but I still wouldn't call it handsome at the front. It's okay. I just can't help thinking I'd much rather have, I don't know, the Capture's fine, the Arona's fine, standing on Tivoli, MG ZS, Volkswagen T-Cross. There's just so many cars in this class that you could buy. But yeah, I suppose access is okay. Gearbox, I can't really see, it's sort of there. Do have a 3-year warranty of this car. It's still got about a year to run, so that's good, I suppose. Yeah, let's go for a drive before I stop thinking of things to say. I think the biggest problem with this car is the gearbox and also the visibility in the back, which isn't very good, really. The pillars in the front are small enough, and that's fine. The cabin feels okay in the front, just the back feels very dark, and also you can't really see very much. It depends though if you really want those looks. If you go for, again, a Rona or a Tivoli or an MG ZS or something like that, then they do have larger cabins in the rear and they do feel more spacious. But you might like the design, you might be one of those people who really wants one of these cars, and if so, nothing else will do, will it? Right, viewers, let's look at some trim levels for the F16 Duke. So the bottom one is called the Vizia, and then there is the Acenta and Acenta Premium. The Techno and Techno Plus are sort of towards the top of the range, and then there are others like the Enigma, the Kiro, the N Connector, the N Sport, and then there was a Premier edition. So viewers, should you consider an N16 Nissan Duke? The problem with this car is that it's just very much overwhelmed by competition. It's very popular. It's one of the top 10 best-selling cars in the country, but there's just so many other cars in this class that I think are better. The, say, Arona, I think, is one of the best of this type of car. There's also the Suzuki Vitara, the KGM Tivoli, the MG ZS, the Volkswagen T-Cross, the Skoda Kamiq. There's just so many other cars in this class. Even I think the Renault Capture, its base model platform, is probably better than this. It has a probably nicer interior. I don't know about reliability in these. I think it's okay, from what I understand, but you know, since this car came to me so last minute, I have no chance to look that sort of thing up. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more extremely last minute reviews.